Samsung's One UI has come a long way since TouchWiz, because TouchWiz was just completely horrible and unusable, and most people got a Samsung device and threw a whole nother skin on there. But One UI is really good. It's not fluffed out and doesn't look as cartoonish, but it's still just not there yet. But Samsung did add a lot of customizations you can make to it to make it look a little better. And what I do, I try to get it to look more like stock Android and a little less cartoonish. And to me, the final product is much better than what it comes out of the box. So sit down, enjoy the ride. There's gonna be a few changes, and hopefully you'll like these changes too and use the same settings. So let's get to it.
Perfect.
I'm literally shooting this like right after the unboxing because I just wanted to set it up and record the process as I go through it. So kind of like starting over from scratch. Absolute first thing I like to do is turn on dark mode. So just go into the settings, and this is under display, and you'll see what is called night mode, but night mode, dark mode, the same thing. And just turn on night mode, and just doing that alone automatically just makes everything looks that much better. Like dark mode, just all the menus go dark, the settings goes dark, and that just small change right there makes it look good. All right, the very next thing I like to do is change the screen resolution. For some reason, when Samsung ships their phone, the reason is they want to save battery, but they have the screen resolution like at 1080p. So of course, you know, this is a 2K display, but they ship it at 1080p to save battery. So you can go inside of your display options, and then you'll see the screen resolution right now is set to Full HD Plus. And what you can do is set it to WQHD Plus, and that will give you your 2K screen. And it just pretty much makes the phone resolution, gives you the actual resolution of your phone, which if you're getting the Note 10 Plus, you want the better screen, because the Note 10 comes with only a 1080p screen, which is, I don't know, but I already had that rant for the first video. But yeah, change it as soon as you get, I think everyone should do that, just change it automatically to WQHD Plus. All right, moving along. The next thing that I like to change is the navigation button. Like, for another odd reason, which I can't understand, is Samsung has the back button on the right side of the screen. Makes no sense at all. Common sense. Stock Android, any other phone has the back button on the left side. It just makes more sense to have the back button on the left side. So the other thing I do is I just go ahead and I change that. So that's again in the settings and the display options, and then it should be on your navigation bar, and you can switch it right there to make the back button actually be on the right side of the screen. Also, this is a personal preference. I like the full screen gestures. It just gives you more screen real estate. Like, I got this big screen because I like big phones, and I want to utilize as much of that screen as I can when using it. So changing it to full screen mode, it just gets rid of that bottom bar, and to me, that right there looks 1,000 times better, just having the full screen. And the swipe gestures just work really good. The left side is still the back button. The right side is your multi-screen, switch app video, and then also the middle swipe gesture is the home. So that's another thing, small tweak. Everyone probably won't like the navigation gestures, but I like them. It works pretty good, gets more screen real estate. Man, it just really just started pouring down outside. Hopefully my mic doesn't pick it up too much. It's pouring down pretty hard outside. But moving on, sticking to the home screen and the screen real estate. As you can notice, the apps, the app icons are huge. It's like it's really, really huge. So, and it just takes up a lot of unnecessary space on the home screen. And I like to fit a lot of apps on my home screen. Well, not a lot, but I just like it looking clean. And these, yes, it makes it easier to click the app, but I'm sorry, it's just way too big. So what I do is change the home screen settings. And if you see the home screen grid, right now it's at 4x5, and what I change it to do is 5x6. So if I apply this, like right now, it makes the apps a lot smaller. And just kind of like rearranged my screen when I did that, but it makes the app smaller, like it's much smaller. And you can fit, also can fit more apps on the screen. You can just organize your home screen just that much better, and it gets a little bit closer to the stock Android look. And you can do the same thing for like your app drawer. Like my app drawer is the same thing. So I can just go back into those settings and the app screen grid, and then change that as well to 5x6, and you can fit more apps. Like these last row of apps, I could just get them all on this screen. But yeah, it just looks better with the smaller icons. It just don't look as cartoonish. You get more screen real estate. You can put more widgets on there. You can put more apps on there, and you're just not limited to those huge icons taking up so much screen real estate. So that's another quick thing I do. As you know, this is like a OLED screen, and you know when the screen, like each individual pixels lights up, and if something is black, this pixel would not turn on at all to give you that really deep black. And also, so what I like to do to like kind of save batteries, I don't know if this really works or not to save batteries, but in theory it should work to save some batteries since the pixel is off. Like I like to get like a black wallpaper for my home screen and lock screen to technically save battery, and to me it looks good as well, and it also does a good job of hiding that hole punch camera. So if you just go into wallpapers and click the view all wallpapers, and what I do, I'll set the default to video, and that will set it to the lock screen. That'll make the lock screen black. And then I will go down to, you can use either one of these, but I'll use default 14, and I'll set that to my home screen wallpaper. And I'll also add the motion effect to it. That's kind of like when you can move the phone, it will kind of like move with you. So if I go back to the home screen now, see, like you see that kind of move effect, and you can also see like everything is just blacked out now. And where it's black, like there's no pixels on, so technically it should save you some battery. And if you kind of look at the lock screen, also you can see like the lock screen has like a video playing on the lock screen of those waves, which is also pretty cool. Just make your lock screen a little interesting. Another cool feature in One UI is the edge lighting. So if you got like your phone sitting on the table and you get like a phone call or something, it like lights up around the edge of the screen. Like if you get a text or something, it lights up the edge around the screen, or you get a phone call, it lights it up. So I pretty much turned that on because it's off by default. So edge screen. So right now it's off by default, but if you turn it on, you can kind of see the lights, how it goes around. So it does like this lighting effect if you get a notification. That's a cool little feature of One UI. And man, it's raining hard outside. So this is like a really big phone. Like, it's a 6.8-inch screen. Hopefully that's right. I don't know. Don't quote me. But my hands are pretty big, but I don't have this problem because my reachability is better than most because my hands are pretty big. But there's like a cool swipe down gesture you can use to open up your notification panel so you don't have to like reach all the way up here to swipe down to get to your notifications. So what you could do is, again, go into your settings and display, and where is it? Back to home screen. I kind of forgot where it's at. Swipe down notification panel. There it goes, right in front of me. So you can turn that on. And so now when I swipe down, the notification panel will automatically come up. And if I swipe up, the app tray will come up. Just a handy feature for like one-handed mode. If you just make sure you don't have to always reach up to the top to pull down your notifications. Well, this next feature I like to turn on is like your home screen landscape mode. And this is just something I just like because when I rotate my phone, I want my home screen to rotate. Like you rotate your apps rotates. When I rotate my home screen, I want that to rotate too. So I like to turn that on. So when I rotate my home screen, that rotates too. And this looks really good if I got my phone mounted in my car. It just looks better with the whole screen rotating. And where is that? Display and home screen. And what you can do is do rotate landscape mode. So now if I change orientation, home screen changes too. Like, that just looks so much better. And like I said, it's really cool too if like you got your phone mounted in your car and it's mounted in landscape mode. I mean, you want your screen to rotate so you easily to tap on something. So that's a cool little feature in One UI that I like to turn on. All right, getting close to the end. Another thing I like to turn on is my battery percentage in the status bar, notification bar, whatever you want to call it. So go into the settings again, and in the notifications, and it is right here in the status bar. You can show battery percentage, because like as it is before, you just see the icon and it kind of shows you a level, but you can't really tell the exact percentage you have left. So I like to know, so I like to turn that on, and I can see right now I have exactly 44% left. Makes it easier for me to quickly see my actual battery percentage. All right, about three more things left, and we're almost there. This is one feature I was really missing when I had my OnePlus 7 Pro, and it's the always on display. Samsung has a always on display, but out of the box, it's tap to turn on, which is defeats the purpose of always on display. So what I do is I go into the lock screen settings, and you can see right now it's shown tap to show, but if you click on it, you can do show always, and now your always on display is always on. Moving on to something that's not visual, and this is the sound. This phone has like Dolby Atmos built in, and of course if you know anything about Dolby Atmos, it's like gives you this surround sound like listening if you have like a home theater system. I mean, you have stereo speakers, but you're not getting the real surround sound with these two speakers. But if you have like headphones in that supports it, or even just listening through these speakers, it just makes the audio sounds a little better in my opinion. So I like to just turn that on. It's not on by default, so I like to turn that on, so it's under like sound and vibrations, and it is in advanced sound settings. sound quality effects, and you can see it right there. It says Dolby Atmos. So it just makes the sound a little louder, a little more rich, and like listening to videos, or like I said, also listening through like some headphones, especially if you have some surround sound headphones, it really makes a difference. All right, I done saved the best for last, and it's, I think you guessed, the Bixby button. Oh, turning off that Bixby button. Well, I can't say the Bixby button. They removed the dedicated Bixby button, but they did convert the power button out of the box to be the Bixby button. But they did make a way to just disable Bixby and allow for that to be used as only the power button. So if you go into settings and advanced features, you have the side key. So you can hit the side key, and then right there, you press and hold. Right now it's set to Bixby button. What you do is press to click the power off menu button. So now if you hold on to the power button, it automatically gives you your power off options. And you can also change the double tap to open Bixby if you still wanted to use the Bixby button, or you can open another app. I like the double tap to quick launch my camera. I use that more often than anything else. And last but not least, still Bixby. To completely get rid of Bixby, what you want to do, because you see right now if you swipe all the way to the left, it still takes you to this Bixby ripoff of the Google page, which this is much more useful to me than this Bixby screen. So what I like to do is turn that off immediately. So that's pretty simple. Just go, you press and hold on the home screen, and you swipe towards all the way to the left, and then just hit that toggle, and boom, Bixby is gone. It's no longer there. You swipe all the way to the left and you no longer get there. So let me know what you think in the comments. I think this gives One UI a much better looking experience. And how do you guys set up your phone? If something else I could add to this, just let me know. Just want to do a really quick video on how I set up my Note 10 Plus. But that's it. This was another Joe Tech Talk. Don't forget, hit the like button. Subscribe if you want to catch me in the next one. I'm out.